All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in NorCal Sports Network. Big football day today, but turn our attention to the San Francisco Giants. Welcome in, Lou. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Dan.
Let me
Glad to be
fan
here.
Down. All right. Get the music down a little bit. All right, guys. Hey, make sure you check out our sponsor of the show. That would be Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group in Marin. Check them out at 415-613-9483 for all your legal needs. We thank Chapman Law Group. And Lou, don't know, man. We got a lot of things going on in baseball, but nothing with the Giants. Nothing happening. Let me get this music off here, and we'll kill the old. Let me turn it up a little, and then turn it off. Hold on.
Dan loves to play.
There we go. The band. A little longer tonight. Band said, you know what? We haven't been on very much lately.
Yeah.
You don't let us get our work in. So gave the band a little shot.
I haven't been on for baseball, so it's good to be back.
I think someone might be at my front door here. I know my wife was out playing some pickleball tonight with some friends. And
most overrated sport in America.
Yeah.
People that can't play tennis.
Yeah, let me go check the front door.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Timing is everything. Hello, chat. How are you guys? Sorry I wasn't on with Dan a couple nights ago when we had Mr. Homer himself, as you guys know. Some of the logic he was talking about. Give me a break. So, but Dan will be back in a sec. A lot of movement, guys. A lot of movement. And the Giants aren't doing a goddamn thing. And it's starting to really piss me off. You know, it's getting to the point now where are we just going to get one guy? It's been 3 weeks. Obviously, we're getting stage fright when it comes to money. And I don't think we're getting Burnes. So that's just my thought now. It's taken way too long. All right, Dan's back, everybody. Thank you, Lee. Evening, George, Spence. Oh, you're on muty.
There we go. Hey, Lee Hammer, I see. George, Spencer, MF, all the guys in here. YouTube user. I love that name, YouTube user.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, I'm a YouTube user. And that's my name, man. Oh, wow. Mark Graves, as usual, in the house. Hey, Mark, thanks for the 49er live stream again today. I didn't realize I was a play or two behind because I forgot to, I rewound it. You know how sometimes you rewind it and you forgot to go back to the live action and you're.
Oh, yeah.
So, but, guys, we're going to talk tonight about the Giants and what they need to be doing, what they're not doing, what's happening with them. And I tell you, there's a few things that's, as we go into the holidays here Sunday night, breaking Giants signed Corbin Burnes, says Ron. Let's see if that's true. I haven't got, not true. Cause I would have got it from Jeff Passan. Cause I have my alerts on with Passan and Nightingale. Good. So no news. No news yet, so we'll keep it. We'll bring it to you as soon as it happens. We got it right here. Let's see. So anyway, we got the phone ready to go right on Twitter. The alerts will hit us. But guys, that would be nice. Sunday night, we saw the Juan Soto news break a couple weeks ago,
and the Snell.
Yeah, and the Snell one I think was on a Tuesday or Thursday night. Can't remember what night it was, but anyway, just wanted to mention something because look, I don't want to bring this up. I'm not a drama guy that, I try to create content, and what we do at NorCal is all about content. We love the chat. some shows love the chat and make the chat the focus of the show. I like to make it about the content with my co-host and I. And then when the chat has something to say about the content, we like to acknowledge that. Okay. We've been accused that we make everybody pay to put your chat up. That's BS. Okay. But I just want to point out there's some guys that have said a lot of things that I have said that, I made reference to a show, Eric and Glenn, about their subs, whatever. Obvious. If you look at the numbers, you can tell when there's spikes. And they went on about a half hour on my show, on their show, I should say, ripping me. I'll just say this. I ripped on a lot of people. I wasn't ripping on them anyway, not their content. But if they say the content, look, content creation is about coming after other people a lot. I've made comments. Lou's made comments. I'm blocked by Susan Slusser and Alex Pavlovic on Twitter because I made a comment like, hey, why don't you stop being a homer and ask some tough questions? They didn't like it. They cut me off. Okay. Lou's been tossed out of Oracle Park for coming after people. Stephen A. Smith today went after Oprah Winfrey about some of her crazy takes during the political season. Grant Cohn and Damon Bruce have an ongoing beef. There is a lot of different shows that go after one another. And look, if somebody says something crazy, I've said stuff about Ben Caspick. Eric and I, when he was on this show, used to talk about how weak Ben Caspick was, how weak some of the show's content or the Giants beat writers. Look, that's what all I got to say about it is that if I mention something and you can't handle it, maybe it's obvious you guys cannot handle anything that comes your way. Okay. So look, and I said something in our one of our community, the YouTube forum, the comment section. I took it all down because it was just too much negativity going on. I'll just say this. What I said, I said something about Glenn that was presented to me in a text. And I said, allegedly, he was doing something on the show. And you know what? Eric challenged me and said, prove it, Dan. Prove it. You're lying. I sent Eric the text. Did Eric retract? No. I could read the text sometime. If anybody wants to know about it, just direct message me. And if you want to know why he quit the show, direct message me. I'm not going to get into it on this. I'll show you the text. It's ridiculous reasons. Okay. So I've had enough. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to make a public issue anymore, but I got receipts if anybody wants to see them. Okay. All right. Let's get into this Giants thing. Lou, what's your take on what's happening with the Giants and the fact that every first baseman that's available, they let go? They haven't gone after any of them. They don't seem to be doing anything but waiting for Corbin Burnes.
I think, as Robert Rothberg, one of the great people on the chat, said, we should put our trust in Buster. I've been saying since day one, I think Buster is just a name. As we've heard from some of Dan's people that came on the show, and glad you have them. Buster basically only took the job because there was nobody else, and they needed to figure out they needed somebody in charge to get rid of Farhan. It's come to the point now where, the Burnes thing, if it's too many, first of all, we still have no one to replace Snell. We had a golden opportunity. We have the money. Something's being stalled. If it's too many years, then it's now been 3 weeks. It sort of reminds me of when we're young and you're dating a girl and, you stick with the problem. Cut the losses, say you're not going to get Burnes now, and make plan B. We have to do something, because this past weekend there was 9 moves. And I'm getting a little sick and tired of even the A's making a move, but there's 9 moves that the Giants easily could have done, even if they would have done something like Paul Goldschmidt, right? If you look at the money, it's a 1-year deal, so you can take an opportunity. I think it was $10.2 million only. My God, I would have rather they've done that and fail than them paying $8.9 million for Yaz, who's useless. We've already seen him.
Exactly.
We're wasting money on broken down people, broken promises. And, when I see Robert on this show, all he ever says, oh, put your faith in Buster. He's gotten us a shortstop that we've needed. And that's because Farhan screwed up last time we needed a shortstop. It didn't work out, but we still don't have a first baseman. We're going to try somebody at second base who's never played second base. And again, guys,
good point.
The Dodgers are so far ahead of us. It's like a marathon. They're in mile 15. We're still in mile 8 saying, oh, don't worry, we'll catch up. Arizona lost their best player, and within 24 hours, they already got another person. They're making moves. We still have a problem, and this is what we mean a lot of times where homers, people say the wrong thing is we're still a 4th place team in the NL West, okay? We lost the best pitcher we had, not Webb, the best pitcher, Snell. He's gone, okay? So what did we do? We picked up, our big pickups this year have been this. We picked up a great shortstop who I hope with our lineup is probably going to be able to hit in the clutch and give us maybe 4 or 5 more wins. But losing Snell probably is going to cost us between 5 and 8 wins that we lose. So we picked up Yaz. Don't really care. He's useless, okay? Yaz, you guys think Yaz just came here. Yaz is on his 8th year, guys. Come on. You guys have to move on. The other thing, we basically have a backup catcher that we signed for no reason last year coming off injury. Wow, that really fascinates me. Then we have an outfield now that is too crowded. And then we have a pitching staff where, I have nothing against Marty Lurie, but Marty was talking about our pitching staff like we are the amazing Mets, where we had Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, Jerry Kuzman. We don't. We have young guys that are inexperienced that need to take a major leap just for us to be competitive. So, I'm just getting to the point now where I'm just very, very frustrated, being a Giants fan. And what I like about NorCal is you can speak your mind. I'm not like these people that are obviously paid by the San Francisco Giants or KMBR or any of these other, horrible organizations that are going to tell you what you want to hear, but they're not the facts. And the Giants need a lot of help. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where, I love NorCal Sports Network because, hey, we're giving tickets to the Giants. We like to talk about the Giants because we're real fans, but we're going to tell you how it is, Dan.
Absolutely.
It's that's just the way it's gotten. And the Giants have literally, it reminds me of Def Leppard song. They've taken 2 steps forward, but then a huge step back. And it always goes back where we're talking about what lane we're in. If you ask 6 people that work for the Giants, they don't know what lane they're in. They're in the rest area or they're in the slow lane to the right. They need to get in the medium lane, or you know what? Tell the fans, guys, like what Buster sort of was claiming, we're going to go young, and that's what we're going to do. If we're going to do that, that's fine. Tell us, then don't worry about Burnes. I'd rather we get young.
Yeah.
And tell us the next couple of years. So
unfortunately, Lou, they committed when they signed Adames and Chapman. They chose the path that says we're going to get in the fast lane. But if they do nothing else, they're sitting in the middle lane again. And they not only need Corbin Burnes, Lou, in my opinion, they need another starting pitcher. I put this out there last night. Look what they have. They have Logan Webb is your one reliable starter.
Yep.
Okay, who's next? Robbie Ray. Is he reliable? Can you count on Robbie Ray?
I don't even know if he's going to be the same Robbie Ray before the surgery. Obviously, after he pitched. Guys, in 2 years, he's pitched 3 starts. That's a huge question mark. So we're not sure what we're getting with him.
So we don't know about Robbie Ray. He's let's hold on. Let's put up the. Let me do this. Hold on. Let's make a banner, and we will create a banner. And this is what the Giants appear to be right here. Bunch of question marks. Okay. Who's next after Ray? Let's call it Kyle Harrison. Is he proven? Would you say Kyle Harrison's proven, Lou?
No, I think he's even probably more of a question mark than Ray, because last year he came in where he's the next Madison Bumgarner. This guy's going to be incredible. He was a huge letdown. He's not sure the difference between pitching and throwing. You guys got to remember, in 5 starts, he had 8 batters at one time. He was very unreliable. And in the 4th inning or the second time around, he would run out of gas. So, no, he's a huge question mark, Dan.
Okay, so we've got Webb, Ray, Harrison, Jordan Hicks. Another question mark as a starting pitcher. He can't go past 100 innings before he breaks down. He's never done it. So last year, what do the Giants do? They push him until he breaks down. And just as I said when they signed him and made him a starter, I said at the beginning of the 24 season, look for Jordan Hicks to break down after close to 100 innings, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but I see him wearing his arm out. Bingo. That's what happened. We're going to run it back and do it all over again. That's number 4 starter. Who's the 5th starter? Hayden Birdsong, most likely. Now, he has probably some of the most potential. Him and Harrison, I put them as, arrows
1 and 1A.
Arrows up for attention, but unproven. Okay? Inconsistent, kind of like rookies. Okay, so we got Birdsong and Harrison. That's 5. That we know that 5 is not going to be enough. So who's 6 and 7? It's Tristan Beck and Keaton Wynn, and Mason Black is 8. Anybody have confidence in all those guys that I just mentioned? I named 8 guys. One of them's a proven starter. So even if you get a Corbin Burnes, you're still not a great pitching staff. You are, I would put several teams above them. So Burnes, remember, just kind of replaces Snell with a slight upgrade, in my opinion, than Snell. So, and if you get him for the whole year, maybe that helps because you didn't have Snell healthy. So I take this as the Giants are several pieces away. This pitching staff, as you see right here, all those question marks on the bottom, you're going to tell me you're the 5th largest market in Major League Baseball, and you've signed Chapman and Adames, and now you're going to supposedly be in on Burnes, but the rest of the pitching staff is going to be, well, we're just going to try and throw it all together and hope everything, it's like throwing everything into a pot, stirring it and hoping it comes out and tastes good.
Dan, if you remember last year, when Pinocchio talked about our pitching staff, he said we had 7 possible starters. But you know what I remember? We went literally 6 weeks where we had 2 openers. 2 openers. It was pathetic. We had more openers than almost the whole entire rest of the league combined. Okay? And what that does when you do the openers, it ruins the bullpen. And as you guys know, and we predicted this, by August, our bullpen was shot. It was done. The other thing, too, is you bought up Hicks. Hicks had never gone more than 46 innings, okay, in the last 5 years. He just pitched over 110. How do we know he's going to bounce back and be a better player? It's just one of those things. We don't know. The other thing about Birdsong, I loved Birdsong, But you guys got to remember now, the league now has a whole offseason to catch up to him. He was so productive because nobody's seen him before. So that's another thing. He's going to have to probably come up with another pitch, and he's going to, because that's just how it is. Baseball adapts.
Yep.
It's sort of like when you're a great hitter and you come up, no one's seen you. They're throwing fastballs down the pipe. You get 6 or 7 homers. Next time around, they're going to throw off-speed pitches, throw everything outside, and make you beat them instead of the other way. Baseball is the one sport where you might look good, but if you're bad, 70% of the time you look like a genius. But that's just baseball because everyone adapts to you. When you go to a game, like if you go to a ball game at Oracle Park and say there's 20,000 people, especially early in the season, there's probably 1,500 scouts scouting the Giants, new players, new batters, new pitchers, because in spring training, you're working on stuff. Once it goes live, everything helps. But, everyone's trying to outdo each other. And the thing with the Giants now is, again, we're a 4th place team and we're putting so much faith and a lot of question marks. Usually that, what that result is? A disaster and excuses.
Yeah. George says Burnes would be an upgrade over Snell. I agree, George. He would be an upgrade for a few reasons. One, he pitches more innings, and which is less taxing on your bullpen, which we've talked about. The bullpen's been worn out. As Primo said, the bullpen was worn out actually the last couple years. But yes, I do think Burnes is an upgrade. He pitches close to 200 innings. Snell's maybe gets you 180 on a really, really good year, but probably closer to 150 to 160 is Snell's innings. So I agree that Burnes would be an upgrade. The numbers I'm hearing, and I don't know if these are true or not, but I'm hearing 8 years around 250. If that's the case, I mean, I guess if you're willing to do that, it's risky. It's risky because the mistake the Giants made, in my opinion, was not signing Gausman to a 5-year deal. He signed for 110 and he wanted to stay in San Francisco, but Farhan and his stinking analytics said no to anything that long. And you could have had the foundation. Then he goes ahead and he signs Webb, but I get it. Webb's younger, but man, Gausman, you got to figure in any contract that you sign, the last 25% of the years of the contract, you're probably going to have to just live with that. It's not going to be as productive as your first 75%. You got to be willing to eat probably 25% of the back end. Just, excuse me, just like Chapman, you signed him for 6 years. I believe that contract is probably going to be closer to 50% you're going to have to eat. I think Chapman, after 3 years, he's going to decline similar to, in my opinion, to an Evan Longoria.
Yeah, good point. Good point. With his age.
Yeah, he's 32 now. He's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. Is he 32? Chapman?
I think he's 32 in April.
So that's 32.
Yeah.
And it's a 6-year deal, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm pulling up Matt Chapman right here. Matt Chapman will turn 32 in April. Correct. 28. So figure 6 seasons, 32, 33, 34. So in the 4th year, he's going to be 35, then 36, and then he's going to play through age 37 on this contract. I think when he hits 35, you're going to see a pretty significant decline or fall off on Matt Chapman.
And injuries happen the older you get.
And, but you got to be willing to take that. If you really want to build good players, you're going to have to that's the way it goes. Either that or you're going to have to develop these young guys and sign them to longer term contracts and buy out their arbitration years. And you try to keep them, if you can bring up 22-year-olds and have them until they're 30 years old, 31 and then keep developing, that's what you got to do. And then
Atlanta's
throw in the
doing,
occasional free agent that if you build it right, you can actually get a star free agent if you have other players that are really, really good. Let's see.
Dan, what's sort of upsetting about me is last year was, I thought, a very bad year for the Giants overall, right? But in the Bay Area, to tell you the truth, the A's were more exciting. I know Snell had a no-hitter. I know, the Giants had a few wins, but the A's, you could feel, were up to something. Now, the A's have left, gone to Sacramento. I know there's new rules and everything, but God, they've made 5 moves. We've made 1. The A's are actually in the news where the Giants are, oh, here we go again. And that's what's sort of disturbing. I can understand the Yankees, they have to do stuff. I understand the Mets, but the A's are doing smart things, and it just sort of bothers me because I thought this is what was going to happen when we got Buster, and we're not.
Yeah. YouTube or Ben Bamboo didn't even get anything for Gosman in a trade or Rodon or Snell. Exactly. This is all Farhan. His cautiousness. I would have shipped that guy out so quickly years ago, and we were all over Farhan for 2 years when the inception of NorCal Sports Network, which got its start in March of 2023, spring training. We started, okay? And by the way, we do appreciate all of you guys who have helped our show grow. We are up to 3,858 subscribers. So we really do appreciate that so much. Would appreciate if you guys would give us a like on the video. There's our subs right there, guys. Appreciate that so much.
Wow, so close to 4 now. I remember getting to 1,000 was happy.
Yeah, getting close to 4. So if you guys would make sure in this chat you hit the like button. It really does push the show out for more people to see it. So give us a like and subscribe. Really appreciate that. And I would say as we started, Lou, we were all over Farhan. I was kind of the ringleader of that.
Mm-hmm.
And we called him out for all of 23 and 24. And you know what? We'll do the same if I see that this team after this year, I'll give Buster a pass this year, see what he's doing. But if this team goes into this 25 season and they just have Burnes going in, I'll give him a pass and wait till he sees what he does in the offseason for the 26th season. Because then I'll know, is this a stepping stone a little bit to hopefully by 26 to actually go for a championship? Because this isn't a minor market. So I'll hold off any criticism on Buster unless if I see that they're keeping Wade and Flora, if they're just going to run everything back, then to me, I'm not sure if the plan is to try to do a soft rebuild and let guys like Matos play, Fitzgerald, Schmidt, Luciano. We'll see. But you've either got to play these young guys or move off of them at this point. You can't just keep them lingering in your system year after year without developing them. Either develop them or move them on. It's kind of like Kuminga. I think Jonathan Kuminga, if you're a Warrior fan, this is a Giants show right now, but we also cover the Warriors because this is NorCal Sports Network. This is not Giants Sports Network, okay? This is NorCal Sports Network. I think look for Jonathan Kuminga to be gone off of the Warriors before the end of January. Could be even sooner than that. Don't be surprised if he's gone by the end of the year, but he's moving on.
Yeah, that's why you have a good farm system. We know the Giants aren't that great, but they have young talent. And if you're not going to play him and use them, then use them as a trade. You know, Dan got criticized severely. Even Marty Lurie thought maybe Dan was going the loony bin when he bought up the Webb, trading Webb for a bat. But guys, you got to realize the Giants right now don't really. If we go over the Giants 26-man roster or 40-man roster, right, and you see there is nobody that is scary in that lineup. You know, it's just like our pitching staff. There's nobody scary. You know, we have a bunch of guys that are like C+ players. And, you know, one of our shows that I really enjoyed I'd say about 3 months ago, is the Dodgers have 3 complete studs on the top of the lineup, right? Studs. They have 2 studs in pitching. Okay. So that's a huge advantage they have over us, Sandy. And then you go to San Diego. Look at San Diego's lineup. They have 4 studs in their lineup. Okay. We're talking guys that if we had one of them would make our team even so much better. You look at Arizona. Arizona lost one of their studs, right? So they've sort of taken a step back. They got other guys. And then there's us. We don't have any studs. You know, as Dan brought up a great point. When you walk around the city, do you see Giants jerseys? And if you do, they're always older generation players. You know, they might have Clark. Which one? Jack or Will? You know, they might have a Buster, but nobody of this team. I don't see any Webb jerseys out there. I don't see anybody. Okay, so to go somewhere in this, we need studs. George, you don't think they're not C+ players? Are they worse? Adames, Chapman. You got to remember, to me, a C+ player is someone that's great offensively and defensively. You're talking about Adames. Adames had a great year last year. Prove it to me 3 straight years. Chapman has not been great offensively, guys. He's been great defensively, but if you go a couple years ago, he was not that great. Okay, he doesn't hit for RBIs. Ramos, 1 year, guys. Ramos had a great year last year, but it was 1 year. And then you're talking about Lee. How do we know how good Lee is? He played in Korea. He played literally 4 weeks of the whole entire season. He's coming back for injury. So you got to prove your point, you know, and that's why, you know, it's so frustrating. I mean, you know, you just look at these other teams. Teams have a better farm system. They have better, I'd say, plan on what they want to do. I mean, look at Pittsburgh. They have the Cy Young stud. They have young guys, and they go, hey, guys, they admit, hey, we're a couple years away. You know, let's concentrate on getting schemes some help and get another pitcher so he doesn't have to do the whole branch. Let's work on the bullpen. Guys, we're a couple years away, but we're going to be there. Same thing Baltimore did, you know, a couple years ago. Guys, we got to start over. The Giants, we're like jugglers, you know, they're going to tell you what you want to hear when it's not reality. So that's just how I feel. Dan, what about you?
I agree. I'm like, I like George's comment too. No one gets a pass, Dan. Buster needs to be aggressive now. You're right, George. I can tend to be a little bit critical. I just want to see what his plan is because I don't know what his plan is. We've talked about it. We've coined the phrase pick a lane here. Okay. You've seen our thumbnails driving down the freeway, a 3-lane highway, Giants stuck in the middle lane, Dodgers, Yankees. Look at the Yankees. Look what they're doing. They lose Soto, boom, they pivot. They've traded for Bellinger. They've traded for Devin Williams, the closer. They've added the Max Fried. And
I think they're better off now than they were before.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be a better team.
They went to the World Series.
And they're not done yet.
No.
They're not done yet. And the Dodgers aren't done yet, guys. We did a video on this. Check out that video on the Dodgers. They're not done. The Giants, I don't understand their thinking because this is why I need to see what they're doing. Are they doing a rebuild, a soft rebuild around the young guys and thinking they have a couple of veterans in Chapman and Adames and that they're going to let these young guys develop And it's going to be Bailey, and then whoever's playing second, if it's Fitzgerald, and then they're going to wait on Eldridge, and then are they going to play Matos and Luciano in the outfield? And is it going to be and Ramos and Lee? What's going on here? Are we going to make some trades? I want to see some movement, and the best players are all moving on. Like you said, Lou, the Diamondbacks lose Christian Walker, and within a few hours, they've got their replacement. And what do the Indians do, or whatever they're called, the Guardians? They end up losing. They trade Naylor to the D-backs, and boom, they sign Carlos Santana. Okay. I was telling the Giants, go get Santana.
And you see how big the contract is?
$12.5 million 1 year. And this is what's frustrating, is because who's a better team, Cleveland or the Giants? Who's a better team, the Yankees or the Giants? Who's a better team, the Diamondbacks or the Giants? Why do these three teams go after these guys?
1 year, $12 million it's just a flyer. There's no reason. I mean, you could have gone through all three of these guys. They're better than what we have. It's like, all right, so we signed Late Night for $4.5 million. I would rather paid $7 more and gotten Santana. First of all, he's actually a first baseman. Okay, Late Night is not a first baseman. Second of all, he's got big power. Late Night doesn't have power. It's like, it just boggles the mind how you see our GM and Buster actually doing the work? Because how are these other guys getting these deals done? When they're done, it's like, that's all it was. It's the same thing when Tucker left. They didn't really give up that much. The Giants could have gotten Tucker. You gotta get. And the other thing is, do the Giants management think our players are so good, especially our guys are not using? Okay, if you think that way, then play them. If not, get them as a trade and trade them off. I mean, you can't have it both ways. And, that's the way it is right now. I don't know who's in charge of all that. It's boggles the mind.
Dallas, I hope I pronounce it right. I think it's Helliker. Makes a great comment. So if Buster gets Burnes and either Hernandez or Santander, we are stuck with Wade? Is that sufficient to consider that a satisfactory offseason? I would say that's an excellent offseason if you add Adames, Burnes, and either Hernandez or Santander. I would be completely satisfied with that. That is three, a great starting pitcher and two really solid everyday players. So I would be very happy with that. So, and I know that Hernandez does strike out a lot. The Giants are going to have to change their approach to some of these other guys that strike out a lot. Fitzgerald has to cut way down. If Fitzgerald is striking out at 31.6% going, and that's the case, and all of a sudden we're into May, I'm sorry, Tyler, but you're going to have to sit down or be sent back down to AAA, because you can't have a guy strike out 31% of the time. He needs to be at 25 or below, okay? He's not the power hitter. Yes, he hit 15 homers last year, and he hit a dozen in seemed like a couple of weeks' time. Yeah. But
the major leagues caught up to him.
Right.
I think he probably got 90% of his homers in like a 5-week period. And then, like always, the major league adjusted to him. And then all of a sudden he started going in slumps.
Eddie K says, Danny still got that Sharks hat on, laughing. I'm really feeling the teal tonight. I think he'd have a different hat on by now. You ask, you shall receive. Eddie, there you go. How do you like that one?
Like it.
Like that? This has got the nice orange mesh. See that? I love the mesh. Lets the baldness breathe out of the portholes.
Yep.
So there we go. We'll switch it over to the Giants. Actually, you know what? I was going to completely do a lot of things between the Krug show, the 49er postgame, and this show. And I didn't even get a chance to get my dinner in. And so I'm drinking I forgot to drink my water today. This is a 40-ounce glass of water.
Dan's got problems. And
so I didn't get a chance to change my shirt. I don't like to wear a shirt all day. Even when I change my shirt twice a day because I don't know. I'm a perspirer. So
yeah, Dan, I'm the same way. Like when I travel to, I do go to Las Vegas a lot, and I do go to Reno. I stay at the Peppermill, or in Las Vegas, I'm at the Westgate. And if I go for 3 days, which usually is a little bit too long, but say 3 or 5 days, I bring like 2 bags of my luggage. And one is just because of all the smoke. When you walk through a casino, it's unbearable. So I wake up, I take a shower, I do all that. And then about halfway through the day, and again, it's not just cigarettes. I'm not sure what these people are smoking. It's so strange, and it sticks to you. So I literally take one bag, lay it all down, and then everything twice, maybe 3 times a day, I throw into a bag and just get rid of it.
Oh man, I can't imagine living in the Midwest or the East Coast. I lived in Louisiana for 6 months outside New Orleans, and I got to tell you, I thought Arizona was bad, in the summer.
Yeah, with all the snowbirds. Or the humidity.
Just heat. No humidity, heat, just the heat. I would shower. In the summer here, I shower twice a day. But I could remember in Louisiana sometimes showering 3 times a day. It's just
sticky.
Man.
Yeah.
Sticky. I hate, like, I'm wearing shorts right now. I have not worn jeans probably, I can't remember the last time. Maybe I wore jeans a couple days in January last year on a really, really cold day. But I can wear shorts practically 365 days a year. And I just don't like, I just like shorts, man. I don't like to wear pants that just feel clingy. I'm wearing shorts. When I lived in Idaho for a while, it'd be freezing out. It'd be, snowing. I'm out in shorts still. I'll put long sleeve sweatshirts on and cover my head to stay warm, but my legs, I don't need pants.
Dan, when I was at U of A, bear down, cats, and I forgot who in the chat the other night talked about TJ McConnell. Yeah, I did see he went in our Hall of Fame thing. It was pretty amazing, TJ. By the way, the Pacers won again. They beat at Sacramento by 30, so Warriors be ready.
They're warm, just kind of like.
Well, they're fun because they're finally healthy.
Who was the team that the Warriors played a couple of weeks ago that was starting to play well, and they
was it Memphis that was finally healthy? And
no, it was another. It was another team that
Denver?
was coming in to play the Warriors, and they played Sac the night before, and then they came into.
That was New Jersey, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah.
But when I was at U of A, I wore shorts every day unless a girlfriend's parents wanted to take us out to dinner, my parents were visiting, or it snowed. Shorts every day. That's just how it was in Tucson.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but why?
Yeah.
You have 2 pairs of jeans that literally just sit there, and it's all about shorts.
Absolutely.
So, guess who's here? Robert made an appearance.
Question: are the players compelled to talk to the media? I wouldn't say some players are. I think, Robert, they're better players. They like to see them talk to the media. They don't want them. The Giants already are offering special tickets right now. I got a phone call from the Giants a couple days ago, and they're offering packages, and you can go down onto the field and meet Matt Chapman and Logan Webb and Patrick Bailey. Those are the guys that they want to push on you. Probably going to push Adamas. And then when Eldridge comes up, he'll be the guy that they really look to, promote. But they're not going to make every player talk to. But if, you have to go through their community, their media relations during the season. Yeah. Now, in the offseason, we had Casey Schmidt on here, and we'll probably have Casey come back on again in
How are we
January.
Looking on the signed balls by Casey?
Do we
still have a few?
We still have a few.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, we could give away one tonight, guys, if you want to do that. I don't know if I got to get producer Ryan's take if he's ready to go for that or not.
Dan, I do know that during the playoffs, what happens is if the game is national game like on Fox, what Fox does is they'll give them 3 names of people they need interviewed for the live show after, and the team has to at least give them 2 if they're the winning team. I know that's part of like the probably the contract or something, but during the regular season, these guys are tired. A lot of these guys, they might hit 2 hours before the game. They do the game and they just want to shower and get back to their family. That's why if you ever see them like after a post-game show, most of these guys, they just want to leave. They're worried about guys like Dan and me telling them, great, another Giants loss, another 17 runners on. They'd rather get home and listen to us than doing the show live, with Comcast. But I do know during the playoffs, you do have to talk, but it's Fox will say, hey, is there any way we can get Dan, Los, and Lou on the air? And you got to at least give them 2 of the 3.
Right. So. Well, producer he's not able to do it tonight because he's about to be driving, and we need him to do all the people that enter. So how about if we do this? This is mostly guys' show, right? How about if we do 2 balls? Yeah. 2 balls tomorrow. Wait, there we go. Let's get him. Here we go.
So after the Monday night game?
Yeah. Well, we'll probably who's playing tomorrow night?
It's Green Bay. Forgot who they're playing.
There we go. 2 Major League Baseballs.
Tomorrow night, it's Green Bay and the Saints.
All right. So how about if we give out a couple baseballs tomorrow night before Christmas, and we'll do that. Maybe we'll give another 1 or 2 out New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. We'll see. We got about 6, 7 more to go. It's funny because we were accused of having a contest every night, Lou, that we're copying another channel giving prizes out every night. We haven't given
like jealousy to me.
Yeah, we haven't given out a prize since last Monday. Tonight's Sunday. So we skipped all week. We're not going to even do it tonight. So whatever. Too small.
And then Robert asked another question at 8:29. Robert, hello, San Francisco Giants world. I would have assumed Burnes would have been a Giant already. Why the delay? It could come back to haunt you, Robert. It could be Buster and the Giants management don't want to spend the money. They're getting money.
What was the question? Oh, is this the one?
Yeah. Because I know, Robert, what you said. Buster, believe in Buster. Boy, he's not really doing much. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. You put all the faith and told the chat, don't worry, Buster's in charge. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah. Look, guys, we had Dieter Kurtenbach on here a couple times. We talked about the whole thing with Buster. It's not as easy as you think just to go get guys I'm Buster Posey. I'm going to be able to look, Buster was in on many of the free agent moves last year that they didn't get. Okay. So you got Adames. You probably overpaid in years for Adames. He was probably looking at a 5-year deal worth about $125. He ended up getting 7 for $182. You did the same thing with Chapman, in my opinion. Chapman probably would have got about a 4 or 5-year deal on the open, 4 years, 25 million or 100 million. He got 6. You got to remember, Chapman is going to be 32, correct? Yes.
Correct.
In April. How old is Willie Adames going to be? Willie Adames, I'll look at him. Willie is going to be 29 all next year. So that's a big difference.
And then, Dave, can you pull up Adames's stats? I mean, has he been solid for like the last 5 years, or was it just last year he was so great? You know how you always say it's amazing how these players when it's their free agent year. The year before, they just dominate.
All right. What do you want to look at? RBIs?
Yeah, let's just look at. So he had 32, 112. Boy, that's a great year when you're going to become a free agent.
The year before, 24, 180. Year before, 31, 98. That's pretty good. 31,
yeah, so three solid years.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, he's had a pretty decent WAR since 21, 3.5, 4.33, and 3.1.
The only thing that scares me is, last year was a solid year, but look at his average the year before in 2023.
Batting average was 217 in that. Yeah, that's even highlighted there. Woo.
So, he'd fit right in. He'd be one of our top hitters. So, guys, getting him, hey, I'm all excited. He has power, which is what we need, but how do we not know? It's just amazing how these guys, when it's your free agent walk year, you do whatever it takes. And then, now he's got a 7-year deal. We can't have the same Adames from 2 years ago. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, YouTube user. I see that. That's all they got. Look, we're a channel, guys. We are at, what did I say we were at subwise? 3,858 subs. Now just another one, 3,859. Look, our show was at 2,100 toward the end of July. And Eric decided to move on for nutty reasons, but I'll leave it at that. And we were just a Giants show. Now we become more focused on content. Look, we were a clowny show. We did a lot of clowny stuff, screwing around. Decided to go more content, more professional content. We'll leave all the clowny stuff to them if that's what they want to do. That's fine. That's their show. Cool. That's more power to them. Do what you want to do. It's your show. I just want to focus in on content and focus in on solid content. That's why we have guests like Sean Estes, Ned Coletti twice a month. Bobby Evans has been on here twice. Casey Schmidt, Marty Lurie. What's the other? Dave Dravecki. We'll have Bill Lasky on. He's already committed to come on. So in January or February, when the roster is more settled, guys, if you want to get real Giants content and hear from real Giants people, then this is the best place to be. Because what other Giants show is bringing you current guests that actually know about the baseball game? I mean, you guys, do you realize what a treat it is that we have Ned Coletti twice a month on NorCal Sports Network? We've had Bobby Evans on here, and Bobby will come on again. Again, like I said, we've had Bobby Evans, Sean Estes. Football, we've had Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron. And when football season ends, I will try to get Jared Goff on here from the Detroit Lions. And I'll try and get Cam Bynum, 2 ex-Cal players. He's playing with the Vikings. So I will do my very best to get them on. All right. This is a show of content. And
I like the giveaways. That's why I like being on this show.
So I will tell you that, Lou played ball. I played ball. Bora played ball. Los played ball. And not that you got to play ball to know baseball, but there is a difference. It's just like being in the military. I wasn't in the military, so I don't know all the ins and outs of the military. Someone like Eric, who's in the military, knows more about the military things. Does that mean I don't have an opinion on the military and things? Of course not. But actually having experience at something does help you understand things differently and a little bit more of the inside of the game. And so that's what we try and bring you here, guys. Okay.
Hey, Dan, I'll just speak as a fan. Your guests are actually people I've heard of. Some of these other stations get people, and it's like, who are they? I have no clue what sport they are. I mean, for you to get someone like, hey, Sean, first of all, the interviews are great. Second of all, I love it where you can actually almost ask them anything. These guys are actually pretty good. And the timing of when you get these guys, it's, they have a life. Other people I think are sort of jealous because they say, oh my God, Dan must be paying him. What's he doing? Why are these guys even on your show? And it all comes back just to you, Dan. This is your show. You've actually set the bar very high where you almost now actually have to outdo yourself. Like, my God, I'm going to have to get Bruce Bochy on a day off to get on because you've done it so well. So, I mean, I'll just speak for myself in the chat. We really appreciate it. That's what makes this makes this show a lot. And hey, I'll go back when we had a buddy who we all know the name of, who had a friend that unfortunately, wife passed away and left him with a little kid. I don't know any other shows that had a thing where, hey, let's put money together to help the family. And it took a group effort, all of us, where I gave some tickets. Dan, we publicized it. We did it with the squares. And if you guys want to know how it was, he's always on here. He hasn't been too happy because the Sacramento Kings aren't doing too well. No lighting up the beam. It might be out of batteries. But, we fulfill. When we say something, we back it up. And I think that's what makes NorCal Sports Network pretty special.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm not a person that is not shy or willing to give credit where credit is due. NorCal Sports, like Lou said, we put together a fundraiser. I'll give Eric credit. Eric was on the show and he pretty much helped put that together because he knew the situation through I'm just drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name again. Who's big? Who's big in the city?
Russo.
Russo. And he's a huge Giants fan.
Yeah.
So, he's almost as big as Mad Dog. I mean, they've complained a lot about the Giants, Russo. But,
not that Russo, but the Russo that was the wrestling guy. It was his friend. Anyway.
Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we would try to do things. I mean, other shows do good things too. I'm not saying, we're the only show that does things. Hey, look, there's a lot of good people out there that do good things for people. So I would just say that it's what we do. We try to come up with good quality guests for you guys to get more information from people who are more in the know from the inside. And that's why we brought you some of the guests we have. And we're going to try and shoot for more too, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. So, yeah. Let's see what else we got. Interviews and honest takes on the Giants instead of just being their mouthpiece like most others who can get big guests have to be. Yeah. Okay. Vince, that's it. Thank you.
Vince. We're not being paid by the Giants to speak what you want.
That's the name. Thank you, Southern Justice, Iowa. Yeah. Vince Russo. Ron taking a shot at me saying I gotta stop stuttering. Okay. Ron, you want to come on here and host?
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Come on in and try and carry on a conversation when,
Plus, Dan, you have it easy. Like I don't have anything in front of me. I just have my mic, I have my mute. You got buttons. You got stuff. Yeah. You got people texting you. You got Ryan telling you, hey, look at the time. You got this. What about,
I got text from Ryan going here. I got text I'm reading in the chat. I'm trying to focus in on this. That's why sometimes you'll hear me. I know I say a little too much. I wish I could cut that down. But it is not easy when your brain is going 3 different directions. If you're on the radio like 95.7 The Game, KMBR. There's somebody doing all the controls. All you have to do is focus and talk. You don't have to worry about reading a chat. If someone's talking to you in your ear or putting something on your screen, boom, talk to this guy next.
Yep. And there's a big clock that says, hey, we're taking a break in 2 minutes, so make sure you finish it. You know, you're on it.
And they're telling you he wants to talk about Matt Chapman or he wants to talk about Lamont Wade and his late night heroics. So you know what you're getting into.
Yeah. On this, it's not. Hey, Dan, I do want to bring up something that MF49. I sort of forgot.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it.
MF, great thing. Dan got when the world, I think it was when the playoffs started, or it might have been the week before the World Series. Or was it when Ohtani? I can't remember. When you got the LA reporter on who worked for the Dodgers. MF at 8:47.
Let me look.
The girl spoke. I mean, she was very Mexican. She was fantastic. But I forgot. Was it for the beginning of the playoff? I can't remember.
It was after Fernando.
And when Fernando passed away. That's right. How big he was.
Claudia. That's Claudia.
Yeah, Claudia. You don't get that another thing. She was fantastic. You know.
Yeah, YouTube user. Exactly. We love Cody over here at NorCal Sports Network. Even your dynasty. He knows baseball. Okay. He's not just on there pontificating a bunch of crap. Cody knows baseball. Cody and Dan and Ricky, all three of those guys know baseball. So we're going to shout them out. I'm not going to shout out channels that I don't think know a lot about baseball. They're just going to go out there and ramble. You know, I don't even, I'm not here to rip on everybody's show. I just won't mention them. Okay. Cody has the best minor league. Yes. Cody has great minor league deep dives. In fact, guys, Cody comes on here during the regular season.
Wednesday night?
Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
So during the season, Cody joins NorCal Sports and gives us a breakdown on Wednesday nights. Cody's usually on Friday nights. Check out his videos. Cody puts out some phenomenal videos. He knows he makes a lot of sense. Cody and I, we talk. So I am a Cody fan. And you know what, guys? The comment that I made, your girl Claudia, I bet you, Eddie. Let me just say this. Appreciate it, Ron. I know you're just giving me crap. I can take it, guys. I can take it. If you don't like me, that's cool. You know what? Lou loves me and my wife loves me.
Hey, let's not go that far. I'm only here because I'm a fan of Buster's. Your dog. So let's just.
Where is Buster? Hey, where's Buster? All right. So the reason I was so upset about the sub situation with the channel that I mentioned, buying subs to get to 1,000. It's pretty obvious if you look at that. Is Cody worked his ass off to get to, Ron, we do call-in shows now and then. We do. Yeah.
Cody worked his, he did it. Didn't it happen on your show, I think?
Well, we were doing a show together.
Pretty close,
we were really pushing hard to help him get subs, and it was really good to see him get over it. And so that was my thing. It was like I'm looking after the small guy that works hard. Dan, Los, and Bora are solid as a rock, like Ashford and Simpson. Thanks, George.
Good call. The original.
Chewy says, I'm only here for Los. Where's Los? Los has got a life, man. Los loves to go out on. He's a. What do you call those guys? A foodie, a foodinashi. Los loves.
Yeah, is he hanging out with our old manager?
He loves to go out to different restaurants, man.
Yeah.
Los
has been having a problem because his favorite team in the world, he is the biggest 49er fan, have let him down. And sometimes it takes a lot of these big fans that get so involved in your team. You talk about it and then you just want to go away until next season starts.
That's exactly right, Dan. That's exactly right. You do it does hurt you. It does hurt you in the long run. Johnny T, I don't think they bought subs. A ton of people here listen, but yeah, but you don't grow from 700 to 1,000 in 3 or 4 days on one live stream. It's just not possible. Larry, who has 5,000 people in a live stream, doesn't get 100 subs off of a show. I know Larry's stats. You just don't grow that way. You don't grow off live like this show, guys. You know, we've got 281 people watching right now on YouTube and X, and we might get 10 subs off this show. You grow off of other things and factors and marketing and yeah, it's just a fact. If you look it up, just Google it. Just Google fake subs on YouTube, and you'll see it just comes up and it shows you the signs how that happens. And our big spike that we got was because we put out a lot of content. So content is king here. But guys, we'll get off that. We don't want to stay on that.
And I think when the content came out, I mean, one of the biggest shows I was part of with you was when Farhan was relieved of his duties. We were on 20 minutes after. It was the big news, and my God, it was unbelievable. It was the middle of like a Tuesday, if I remember. I mean, how crazy was it, Dan? And then when we signed Adamas that night, we were working. All of a sudden, it got to a point where it's, oh my God, look how many people are on YouTube. Look how many people are on X. You know, you only get those every couple of months, you know, shows like that. So it takes a while. And, you know, the word of mouth, a couple of you guys, you guys go on every single show. You know, Chardal's on about 6 or 7, aka 316. You know, that's fine. But you know what? You guys keep coming back for a reason. That's the biggest part of NorCal. You guys can do what you want, but you always seem to come back here when we go. I think one of Dan's other great things he did is, and, you know, we talk about this off air, him going at 7:45. You guys got to remember now it's 8:45 his time. So on the West Coast,
9:55 right now. Yeah, that's late.
You know, we're done by a decent time, and you know we're ready to go. You know,
I'd come on at 7 or 7:30 at the, you know, if I could, but that's a little early for a lot of you guys. So, you know, this particular time of the year is a little bit of a sacrifice, but I don't mind. You guys are worth it. We love coming on here and putting out content, talking to you guys. Love to see some new people in here like Dan Stone and a lot of other names that I've seen in here. Ron Holder, Dallas. Love seeing Dallas in here. You make a lot of great comments. YouTube user. Look, Chewy, I think one of the things that we look for, guys, in our chat, what we're looking for is really having people that really love the game and are really knowledgeable. I'm not, you know, hey, we'll take everybody, but you know, if you're really more of just a casual type of, you're not a big serious fan, we might be too much for you. I don't know. Hopefully not. We try and have fun, but we're more content driven. Again, we used to have a lot of fun on the show, clowning around. After you saw some of the old shows, I'd dress up as Farhan and put a big boiler and pillow in my stomach and screw around. But, you know, you can do that when you're smaller. Out. Yeah, when you're starting out, you do that.
You got a rep to protect.
Yeah, you got to, if you're really trying to be serious, I can't get guests like the people that have come on this show if I'm screwing around. And it's not going to happen. So we've got to be serious and credible. And look, some of the stuff we say doesn't sit well with the San Francisco Giants. Okay. We're not liked by a lot of the Giants and the media of the Giants because for 2 years, we told you the Giants were crap. And I told you they were going to finish in 4th place. You guys know how much heat I took on Twitter for saying the Giants were a lousy team. And I said at the beginning on opening day last year, who's scared of this lineup? Go back and check my tweet. I'll pull it up one night for you. I said, This lineup scares nobody. They're going to struggle to score runs. And you know what? They did exactly that. I said they would finish in 4th place and they would be right around the 500 mark. I predicted they'd probably win 77 to 79 games. They won 80. They're lucky they won 80. I think they got hot at the end of the season. They look like more like a 75 win team. I'll give you my honest assessment. I want to say, believe me, I want to come on here and say the Giants are going to win 90 games this year. But in some years, I'm going to be wrong. But I saw this team the way it was. And right now, if the team breaks camp in spring training this way, it's a 4th place team. So I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your butt and tell you that the Giants are great. Cody is the same way. You know, we're not cheerleaders, but we're Giants fans and we want to see them win 90 plus. And we can't wait till they actually someday get there and we can be honest about that this looks like a 90 to 100 win team. Okay. But I heard all of the media last year, the Giants mouthpieces, Alex Pavlovic and, you know, Susan. And I don't have anything against Alex. I think he's a pretty good guy. Seems like a really nice guy, nice family guy. I don't have anything against Alex. Nothing. I just think that, you know, his takes were off on the team. And
Dan, what's he supposed to do when he's working on Comcast Bay Area with one of the most famous announcers' sons? Is he supposed to say how he really feels about the Giants? You know, right. He does that show with Dwayne. I mean, the young Kuiper.
Cole, yeah.
Yeah, Cole. And, you know, you got to be positive. It's just like some of these people, when you go on, this is why KMBR is so fading, right? You know, they talk about, the Giants sports leader, right? I call them the commercial leader because they have more commercials than anybody else. But they get people on that I don't know what they get paid to do their weekly show. It's been phenomenal how no matter what, their guests, Niners, they're going to still do it, you know, because they've done it in the past. The Giants, oh, my God, this free agent's going to put us over the top. When reality, they're just speaking to what they actually want to hear. You know,
yeah. YouTube user nails it here. Read that one, Lou. Read that one. Boy, my voice is going. Go ahead and read it.
Being a Bay Area fan, it is a lot of like living under a liberal internationalist regime, a lot of gaslighting. Oh, yeah. And BS. I agree. I mean, KMBR, if you guys ever see me on Twitter, I go all these comments and say, you guys are getting ridiculous. You're just homers. Stop speaking out of your ass. Stop talking, you know, like gambling with your heart. Speak reality. This team is.
Yeah. Hey, I was guilty, and Ryan has nailed me in this chat. I was guilty of looking at the 49ers wrong in this year. Look, Ryan likes to point it out. I lost a bet to him. He's been ripping me in the chat. Where's producer Ryan here?
And guys, I bet in the Giants the last 2 years. Dan's seen it. I bet the under against the Giants. Last year, when they got Snell and when they signed Kratman, they went from 81 to 83.5. So what did I do? I doubled my bet. And I told Dan, and throughout the year, Dan goes, "What's your total, man? It's looking good." This year, same thing. Dan loved the Niners. I didn't like the Niners. I bet the under 11.5.
You're right.
That's what makes our show different, guys. If we had all the same, like the sports leader, you know, commercial leader, it gets boring after a while. Why do you guys here it is on a Sunday night? Why do you guys come on NorCal Sports Network? You come on to hear Dan his takes. You hopefully go, "Oh my God, Lou's being negative again. This guy's an idiot." But you know what's amazing is you guys love it. If I run into a San Francisco Giant, I tell them how I feel. You know, people still ask me, "Oh, what happened with Tristan Beck?" You know, at Tommy's restaurant. I told him, I didn't even know it was Tristan Beck there. I said, that guy's always injured. He's always injured. And this guy goes, "Oh, the Giants are going to win 90 guaranteed." So I told the guy, "All right, let's do $500 for charity. Giants are not going to win 90 games. So, you know, we now have people involved, but that's what makes this show. You know, it's our personalities. You know, me and Dan are so different in so many ways. We're still getting to know each other. But what we love most about NorCal Sports Network is the chat. You guys love it when Chardal comes on, right? But he won't show who he is. Okay, that's fine. But that's
Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. He's coming at me, and now he says, "Can you actually send that $20 though? I need to get to dinner." Are you that broke?
Typical
Brian?
person in Marin.
Look at this guy, and he's trolling me. Where is it? Don't forget. Oh, here he says it right here. Dan will only drink 49er Kool-Aid. Did you hear me on the Krug show the last month? Come on. When I saw it was over, I've been very clear.
Yeah, you made a mistake. It happens.
Look,
it's your show. You're allowed to.
Yeah. Look, I said the Niners were winning 13 games. That was also before all of the injuries, you know, McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo playing crappy, just, you know, but look, I got a message. Look, we can have some fun on this show.
That's what it's all about. It's fun. I mean, guys, if we were so serious, our buddy Robert Rothberg wouldn't be allowed on the show because he's wrong about 98% of the time. But you know what's so great about Robert? We love him when he's on the show. His takes. He's such a fan. And, you know, that's what makes this shows. We got so many different unique people. You know, if everybody in the chat was the same, it'd be boring. And yes, we make a lot of mistakes. I'll be right up front. You know, we're all not perfect. And we get guys that make this show even better. Guys like Mark Graves, right? MF. I don't know if MF and MF49 are the same, but Mark Graves always says, hey, guys, you're wrong on this. You're wrong on that. You know, we're all here just to have fun. You know, we go through enough living in the Bay Area, living in Arizona, trying to be a sports fan, trying to be a man if you guys are dating somebody, if you're a first-time father. This time of the year when you guys have Christmas, everyone's bugging you. We're just happy you guys are with us tonight. And, you know, every night you guys come.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because Brian has trolled me on my 49er take. Look, I missed on the 49ers. So he says, you don't know football. You can't make football picks. Guys, I need your...
Oh, you want me to tell him what it is, Dan? So I'll tell you, there's two big picks this year, chat, and you guys might know about it. One is on this show, we pick during the year what the Niners total is going to be. Dan was wrong. Okay, so what? He made a mistake. But Dan now has a thing where he put his money in, and he's in a survivor pool. 12,750 people are in a survivor pool.
No, a little bit less on this one. 8,000.
Oh, sorry.
About 8,200.
8,200 people in a survivor. And what a survivor pool is, the season begins. It's easy. All you put money up, and all you have to do is pick a team to beat another team. That's it. Very simple. So there's 2 weeks left in the season, and I believe Dan is still alive. He's 21-0. He's one of 18. If Dan wins this, he will win $10,000. And what Dan will do if he wins the 10,000, if we're at 5,000 subscribers, he will buy you a brand new San Francisco Giant jersey and have your name on back if he wins the 10 grand.
I like that. If I win the 10 grand, I'll get you a Toyota pickup. No, like Brockford. If I win the 10 grand, what was that? I will buy you a San Francisco Giants jersey.
You'll tell me, Lou, go down to the San Francisco shop. Let's get the guy's size and we'll get his name on the back.
Look what I got, guys. I've been picking two teams to win since week 8. Today, I picked Indianapolis. Let me see if it'll focus in.
Yep.
And Atlanta. These are the remaining teams I have left to pick. I've got Carolina, Dallas, the Raiders, the Saints, the Jets, Tennessee, Cleveland, Jacksonville, the Patriots, the Giants, and Seattle. Ugh. I mean, it's getting down there. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I'm looking at maybe the Saints and Seattle. Seattle plays the Bears at Chicago. Again, those are the teams left. If you could see remaining options right there, I have 11. And just so you know, I'm not kidding. Here, I'm 21-0, as you saw right there.
Yeah, it moved. And guys, that's out of 8,000. So, okay. So he's wrong. I don't think anyone has made it this far so far. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Here's the standings. Let me see.
Always a pleasure, Mark. Always give a shout out. You're always helping us out. Thank you.
Wait, let me. It was 81-38. See the numbers there. 80. I can't get that to go clear.
That's all right. I'd say 81 something.
Yeah,
so guys, let's root for him, huh? Let's go.
There it is. 81-38. Active players.
He's still alive.
28
players.
And now if I pull the standings down, Lou, it's actually
did a couple guys after tonight's game.
It's down to 20. It's down to 20.
So 8 guys tonight picked Tampa Bay over the Cowboys in their beat.
Or I don't know what their picks were, but see all the teams that got correct. There's 21.
Yeah.
And then it goes to 20. See first place, 21 guys tied for, and then there's other guys.
Dan, do they only pay for first place?
No. The payout, let me see if I can find the payout here. It's somewhere on here. They tell you the places.
Maybe just like the top. And guys, it's not easy. I have a very good friend of mine who is in the circa millions, where you pick 5 games against the spread. 27,500 people entered. He finished tied for second and third, and he picked up a check for $200,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I showed you that photo. I sent it to you.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I'm trying to find the
right.
Let me see if I can find outcomes, Golden's competition details. I looked it up the other day, and it told you. I know I'm already in the money.
There you go. And what was it to join? 2,500 ahead?
This one was 25 because this was the Survivor number 2. I lost out in Survivor 1. Week 1, the Patriots upset somebody.
Was it? It might have been like Cincinnati. They were like
they upset Cincinnati, and so many had the whole. Oh, that was the easiest game of the week. It looked like.
Yeah.
Let me see. I can't find the.
All right, no problem.
The deal. But I saw that the winner had so much, and then I don't know where it went. Oh well. I'll figure it out. Oh, here it is. There's the numbers right there. Let's see if it settles in.
10,000.
It's
2,500.
Take time to focus.
Yeah.
And then it goes down. Come on, focus.
So that's right. So you're at least in the top 20.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Second, third, fourth. You see how it goes down.
So you're guaranteed 125 for 25 right now. All right. Well, yeah. Let's get to 10.
Let's get to
Come on. The top 5.
Yeah. Gosh, I've never been in this close.
Yeah, gets a little nervous.
Listen, there he is, Ryan, the ultimate troll. I love this. How old is Ryan? 23? I think he's 23, 24 years old. Dan, I know you know football. I just know football more. Dominated you. Okay. Oh, man. Maybe next year you'll get me. Who knows? All right. He got me this year, right? That's all part of the fun, guys. Ryan,
guys, with all this stuff happening, the bigger NorCal Sports Network goes, we're going to do a few meet and greets in the upcoming year.
Yes.
I know that everybody in the chat is sick and tired of hearing how Dan won the fantasy baseball. We all want to take him down next year. We're going to do stuff like that.
Next year, we'll have a good fantasy baseball.
So, there's a lot. Guys, 2025 is going to be a super and great year for NorCal Sports Network. Meet and greets, more Giant games, more giveaways, more get-togethers. So, just be patient and, enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I think we got to get some T-shirts with Lou on there, and maybe we should trade Logan Webb shirts or something and put Lou and I's picture on. I don't know. We'll have some fun.
Yeah, I might not be. I used to have shirts that didn't say Mr. Negative. They said Mr. Salty.
Oh, look at this guy. I love this. I will dominate. Yes, I will play fantasy baseball and dominate that as well. I want to kick producer Ryan's ass, if I could say that. I will love trading with him. Guys, it's pretty funny. As you guys know, I love to make trades, and we're going to end this show right here. I got to tell you a trade talking about baseball fantasy. All right. Last year, I was at the bottom of the league.
It was in 12th beginning place. Of August, I believe this happened.
No, it was about May.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to just hang this league up. I'm tired. This is taking so much of my time. I made some trades. I got out, and then Matthew took over. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to at least help out and make some trades. And so made some trades, started to improve a little. And in the middle of the season, maybe June, wasn't even really fully middle, Glenn offers me Shohei Ohtani, Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Spencer Steer, and somebody else that was good. And all I had to give up was De La Cruz. I gave up Jason Dominguez, William Contreras, and two other guys like Darvish and somebody else. I was like, are you serious? I didn't even ask for it. I mean, and I'm like, so it just told me that doesn't know much about baseball if you're giving Shohei Ohtani away. I was talking to Matthew, and we were actually like, hey, we'll give you back so-and-so Snell for something else, or you could keep Snell. We were kind of like, no, let's just keep Snell. And he goes, nope, that's the deal. I'm going to renege on the deal. You take it as it is. And we're like, hit accept before he changes his mind.
Yeah.
So we did. And Shohei obviously was the guy that got us to the chip.
Key.
Yeah. Will Dan have a meet and greet at Yogurt Shop? I'll come up. Yeah, MF. We probably will. Probably do that maybe in the Lafayette. Danville's a real nice store, but Lafayette's probably more central for most people, especially people who are coming from the city or whatever. But guys, we're going to end this here. Robert Boyd, producer Ryan, don't trade with Dan. I love Robert. Robert's a great guy. Robert had a rough fantasy league, but that's because he got busy with work and couldn't focus on the team. But Robert knows baseball. I'll tell you what, Robert is a guy that really understands the game. I love Robert. He texts me a lot of stuff that's happening out there, so I see it. Robert will be better next year. I guarantee it. So, guys, great show tonight. Really appreciate you guys being here. Shout out to all of you in the chat. Again, we can't get to every chat, but we want to thank you for being here. Guys like Robert and Chewy and Dallas. Of course, Mark Graves, MF. Primo, good to see you. Primo J, that's a new name. Ben Bamboo, as always. Eddie K. Hey,
you guys every night. I love it.
Those baseballs, they're going to come out after Christmas. I went to the post office, and when I saw the line before Christmas, I just said, you know what? I'll mail them out right after Christmas. Yeah, so who else? We got plenty of people in the chat. Dan Stone. I like that name. Dan Stone. He sounds like a pitcher. Who was a pitcher named Stone? Steve Stone, right?
The announcer. Yeah.
Steve Stone. He pitched for the Giants a little short period than the Cubs. Yeah. Dan Stone, YouTube user. Great comments. This is an intelligent chat. We really do.
Agree.
This is an intelligent chat. We need some of the other guys that really know baseball in here too. So good to have you guys here. We're going to end it right now. We don't like to go too long of a show. We like to keep you engaged. And then, Chewy, you love fantasy trades? Join our league, man. I would love to play fantasy baseball with I love guys that love to make trades. All right, guys, we're out. We will see you tomorrow night, 7:45. I guess the Monday Night Football will be going on, but we'll still come on. It's not a
double giveaway. Are you kidding me?
Double giveaway tomorrow?
That's what you said earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Since there was no ladies on there, you said, why don't we give away 2 balls?
2 balls. Hold on. I dropped one. There they go. 2 balls. There we go.
Tomorrow night, guys. Be ready.
2 signed baseballs. Casey Schmidt. We'll get some other ones too, guys. I'll try and get a few other ones from some other players. Oh, we got Warriors tomorrow. All right. You know what? I forgot. We got Warriors tomorrow. Warriors game will probably be 7, probably 9:30. We'll do a little one, maybe, Ryan. What do you think? Should we do a little Giants show at 7:45? Keep it tuned. Check it out. We'll see you tomorrow. That's the plan, I think. And we'll see you one way or the other tomorrow night, guys. Thanks for joining NorCal Sports. For Lou Marson, Dan Coachimilian saying, have a great night.